and if you've been following along on my channel, you know that pretty much every summer I like to make some jewelry. So this year is no different, so I'm going to show you a few pieces that I decided to make with some crystals. So I have several different products here. For sure you're going to need some crystals and some malleable wire, or also a ring that you can previously use. I have some leather cording as well, and a few other items. So I'll show you how I made a ring with just some cheap wire that I picked up at the dollar store. It's just really easy to work with because it's malleable and you can use your jewelry tools to make the ring like I've done here. Another option would be just to get a cheap ring. That's what this is, and you can add the jewel to it. So I'm using E6000 glue first to glue the jewels onto the rings. This is just going to make the next step a little bit easier, and I used these clamps to kind of hold the jewels in place while the glue dried. So I put the ring inside, and as you can see, the silver part kind of holds it in place, and I put some glue on there to hold them down, and I also glued a jewel to my leather cord as well, and that stays really easily and holds really well. So you can let that glue dry overnight, and the next day, as you can see, it's holding, but it's definitely not super stable. That's why we are doing the next step with this really thin wire. It's both functional and decorative. So I'm just using a piece of that, wrapping it all the way around the ring, and you can do as much or as little as you like. As you can see, that's how I finished it off at the bottom there, and this is what my two rings look like. I'll show you a little bit more in detail how I finish it off with two pieces of wire at the bottom. You're going to want to use your pliers, twist that up really tight, as you can see, as I've done there. Clip off any extra and then just fold it down, and I found that it's not scratchy, it doesn't hurt at all, and that is how my jewel looks for my bracelet. So I just decided to wrap this around my wrist 3 times, measure it kind of by eyeballing it, and now to tie this up, you'll need basically a bead that can allow whatever material you're working with to have 2 of them slide through, and you want something that's kind of a little bit tight. You don't want it to be too loose. And then on the ends of each one of those strands, you now have to kind of put a clamp on it so that it doesn't go through the bead. So I've done that with some metal beads, clamped them into place, and as you can see, this is kind of how you put the bracelet on.
I don't care no more, so I say
jewelry pieces to add to the collection. Like I said, not my first video. I have plenty more bracelets and anklet options in previous videos. If you want to check those out, I will make sure to leave them linked down below. But if you try any of these for yourself, please send me some photos of your DIY jewelry. I'd love to see what it looks like. Follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at JanelleSteeper, and tag me in those photos so I can see it. Don't forget to subscribe as well, because next Wednesday I'll be back with a new DIY. Cheers.